Hello everybody, and thanks for tuning in. My channel is Velomoho. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Today's chat is just about how I found taking the A2 CofC, the reasons I chose who I chose. So I'll just go into a bit of background first. So I started out by looking at basically just Googling course providers. And I ended up signing up with one of the providers that said they were a free course leading to an exam that at that time was 49 quid and probably one of the cheapest ones on the net. I have to say that not only was the information difficult for me to take in, there was just loads and loads of just text to read through. I persevered as long as I could, which literally ended up being sort of 3 or 4 days. But I just found myself having to go back over previous slides because I hadn't taken it in. I couldn't take it in. There was just too much fog around it, if you like. But I thought I'd just check on the course that I was enrolled with when their exam, or what sort of availability they had for the exams. Because what I wanted to do was make sure that I'd taken as many mocks as I could and done all the revision sort of the morning of or the day of the exam, so that when I went into the exam everything was still fresh in my mind. And believe it or not, they had nothing available. We're now in the second week of February. They had nothing available until the middle of March, so it was nearly 6 weeks. And I thought, okay, I'll just put it to one side. There's no point in me starting now because I'm not going to remember everything in 6 weeks' time. Then the next day I got up and I thought, no, I'm still keen on taking this exam and I want to get it boxed off and done as soon as I can, and then it's a worry less. So I looked around and I'd heard a lot about a company called UAV Hub, and their course was advertised at £139, when the rest of the courses I were looking at was between 100 and 50. I set myself a target for a course of 100 quid, knowing that the one that I'd previously signed up to for 50 was not sort of my thing, if you like. I read reviews, I checked forums, I looked on their websites, I tried to find out when they had exam dates available, narrowing it down to probably 2 or 3 providers that I was considering. Then I remembered that I think it was towards the back end of last year that UAV Hub actually had a discount available for a period online, and I thought the only reason they weren't in the frame at this point was because of price, and at 140 quid it was significantly more than I originally wanted to pay, 50 quid. So it was 90 quid more than I wanted to pay. Then even up in my budget to 100 quid, it was still 40 quid over. So I sent an email to the guys at UAV Hub, a bit of a cheeky one, to be honest. I was pretty sure that the discount was well and truly over, and I just happened to send them an email saying, is this discount available and where can I find it? So there must have been something in the pipeline at the time, and as luck would have it, they did come back to me and said that I was bang on time for the launch of a new package that I could take advantage of, which was much like the others in that it was free tuition, so all the coursework was free. However, theirs from a personal point of view was a lot better because it came as video presentations rather than just a boatload of text. And then the exam was 99 quid. So there and then I signed up straight away. I have to say, Matt Williams, the founder, chief exec of UAV Hub, his presentations were excellent. They were cut down into small enough segments for it to be interesting. I took a load of the mock exams. You can just take them and click to go back to the beginning. It resets to a different batch of questions, so you're not going over the same ones again and again and again. Anyway, I booked for one in the evening so that I had a chance to do some more mock exams and a bit more revision. So I did another few mocks in the afternoon of the exam. There were then details within the course on requirements for the exam. So you had to make sure that you'd cleared your desk, you'd got some form of government approved ID, i.e. a passport or driving license. I made sure that I had Firefox installed and Zoom and the GoToMeeting. By the time I came to be able to sign on to the exam, which is 15 minutes before your scheduled time, and I would say to you to sign on on the dot, the 15 minutes before, so you can get in and get settled, and you know everything's right and okay. And in fairness to the proctor, the minute of the exam, I think mine was set for 7 p.m. And dead on 7 p.m. she came online and she let me start my exam. So take your time, you've bags of time. Read the question properly, read it thoroughly. Drop down and check the answers. You'll normally find that at least 2 of them are totally ridiculous. I would say that probably 60% of the exam is actually straightforward, and the answers will be known already to most drone flyers. So don't be daunted by it. The whole experience took me around 30 minutes, though you obviously do have more time if you need it. A quick close down then with the proctor. The next afternoon, my email arrived with the certificate and confirmation of my pass and everything. So I actually don't need currently my the A2 CofC, but I took the test so that hopefully, if anybody asks, you can show them some sort of commitment that you are considerate and qualified and you know what you're doing. And at some stage I am likely to change my drone, and hopefully then I'll be qualified already in that I'll have my A2 CofC, and the next drone I get will be covered by that. I have no affiliation at all with UAV Hub or Matt or his team, but I seriously cannot recommend them highly enough. The course was absolutely superb. Yes, it was more than some of the courses, but absolutely justified by the quality of the learning material and the way it was presented. It just worked for me. So hopefully you've gained a little insight into taking the actual exam, the A2 CofC exam. If you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up down below, and take a look at some of my other videos on the Velomoho channel. Hopefully you'd like to subscribe, because it really does help the channel to grow, and I'd be really pleased if you would. Finally, as Matt says, fly safe and blue skies.